NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select John Ross, wide receiver, Washington.
Wow.
Well, if you want speed, John Ross is your guy. Out of Long Beach, California. He's had some injuries, including a shoulder this year, a torn ACL in 2015, but he set the world on fire at the Combine by running that 4.22, the fastest 40 in modern Combine history. And this guy has sort of been on the radar for a long, long time, Mel. Snoop Dogg. Snoop was his coach in Pee Wee League.
Tell you what, you talk about that guy can fly. Fastest player in the country, fastest player in the draft, set a record for this 4.22 40. You look about Chris Johnson, how fast he was. Here's John Ross. You think about the injury factor with the ACL, with the shoulder. Here he is against USC. You talk about Adoree Jackson, what a great corner he is. See him time and time again this year against Pac-12 corners, getting the best of them. Averaged 18 or more yards per catch in 5 games. Last 3 regular season games, he had 78 receptions. Think about it against Adoree Jackson at USC. 8 catches, 19.3 yard average. They weren't all against Adoree. Those against USC and some of those talented DBs. Had some trouble securing the ball at times. Colorado game wasn't one of his best ever, but he has that jab step, get a cornerback leaning one way, and he bursts the other way and gets that separation. Think about a guy who has been relatively consistent, and he can take the top off of defense like no other. John Ross, the Sean Jackson type, if he can stay healthy. The only issue with this kid is durability with the knee and the shoulder injuries that he had at the University of Washington.
Well, he's actually been mentored a little bit by Deshaun Jackson, and this makes sense because of all the losses for the Cincinnati Bengals the last few years, Lewis.
Yeah, look, this is a guy who really, he's going to add a bunch of speed, a bunch of dynamic playmaking ability to an offense that last year suffered a little bit because they had some injuries at wide receiver to A.J. Green, at tight end to Tyler Eifert. So he brings that. The only question, though, is this. This is a guy who's dealing with some offseason issues. He's got a labrum issue. He's had multiple knee issues in his career. Teams don't even know that I talked to if he's going to be available once you get to training camp or whether he starts the season on PUP. How quickly is he going to be ready? He is Deshaun Jackson light, if you want to make that comparison. But he's Deshaun Jackson light with injuries that Deshaun never had. So durability is going to be a question mark. That's what's going to hold him back, if anything, because the talent obviously is there.
This is the 5th time that 3 wide receivers have been taken